the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. No more.
How much confidence does beating a guy like Saddam Ali give Jesse Vargas when he's seen Saddam be a champion at 154?
Man, who the hell knows?
I think
that was a different Kodo. That wasn't even the Kodo.
I'm just asking a question.
No, I think Mike has a point though, because
hold on. We got Spence on, so let's just get to that and we get back to Mike's softball question for the casuals. We got Spencer Fearon from Toe to Toe Podcast and Sky Sports, and just an overall great commentator and boxing fan. What's going on, Spence? Good to have you on, brother.
How you doing, Ness? It's all good, brother. What's up?
I'm good, man. We're just here talking Jesse Vargas and Kell Brook, and the fact that this fight could possibly take place at 54. What's your thoughts here?
You know what? It's a good fight. I think anything that Kell Brook does right now is being overshadowed because of what Amir Khan's done with him fighting Terence Crawford. But Jesse Vargas is a strong guy and he doesn't play. He can fight, man. So it's a good fight, but it's a winnable fight for both guys. But we'd like to favor Kell Brook, but Kell Brook on his last performance, it was a bit lackluster. So it's one of those ones, man.
Now, do you value Kell Brook's last 2 wins more than you value Vargas's last 2 draws?
No, because I'm not in the last 2. Kell Brook's last win that wasn't very impressive to me. That's no disrespect to Kell Brook, but it weren't impressive to me. Whereas like Vargas has been in with tough competitors, and he always, he comes to give it. So if that fight happens, we don't know if it's going to happen. It's just hearsay right now. But if that fight happens, you know what? Judging on Kell Brook's last performance, Kell Brook needs a fight to be up for. Now that he's left Dominic Ingle, that's kind of scary as well. So, and he's working with Jonathan Fuchs. So I think it wouldn't surprise me if Kell Brook lost that fight, man.
And where do you think that fight takes place? Is that a DAZN fight or a Sky Sports fight? Because you got Dillian Whyte in interviews saying how DAZN is putting pressure on Eddie to give him more U.S. fights and put Joshua on DAZN. Where would Kell Brook and Jesse end up happening? Because I know Jesse's a DAZN fighter, but Kell Brook is usually a Sky Sports fighter.
Well, sometimes they do shared platforms. Which they've done that quite a few times with Andy Joshua. When Andy Joshua fights, they've done it recently as well. When Andrade boxed, they did the same thing. They do it on shared platforms. So it would be a DAZN stroke Sky fight, but I can't go out and say it's definitely 100% that's the way it's going to be. But because they've done it so many times now, I believe that would be the way, because DAZN are not in the UK yet. Right? So because DAZN ain't in the UK, then I believe that it'll still be a Sky fight.
But it'll be US soil or UK soil?
You know what? They'll have to talk to Eddie Hearn on that. But I would believe a fight like that. Not saying Jesse ain't got the pull, but what Eddie Hearn has done with someone like Kell Brook, he's turned Kell Brook into a name, and he's brought Kell Brook along fantastically from where Kell Brook originally was. Kell Brook, when he was fighting under when he was signed to Frank Warren, he wasn't doing the numbers that he was doing. He was selling. He was fighting in like sports halls, like recreational gym halls. And Eddie Hearn turned him into a stadium fighter. And so when he does proper numbers now. So when he does proper numbers, if that fight was to happen, it would most probably happen in the UK.
How's it going, Mr. Fearon? My name is Michael Gross.
How you doing, bro? You good?
Yes, sir. My first question for you is, there has been a lot of rumblings about Sky Sports not being happy with the fight cards that Eddie Hearn has been putting on. Now, you're a guy who...
Sorry, brother, have you been happy with the fight cards that's happened in the UK?
I'm going to be totally honest with you now.
What's the question? Have you been happy with them?
The one last weekend.
Not with Cheeseman, Sergio Garcia, not with Ritson, whoever. I mean,
right. And listen,
Charlie Edwards, Corrales, Rosales. Like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of people we don't know that we're forced to know.
So if you're not happy with them, you guys know the game. You guys know the game, right? Why should Sky Sports have been happy with it, where it's been public on what's been said that they haven't been happy with certain things? So if you guys ain't gonna be happy and you're across the pond, but boxing is multilingual, because you can just watch a fight and know it's a good fight. Or you can watch a card and think it's a good card. I would, if that was me, I wouldn't be too happy neither. So I heard what Adam Smith said about it, like he wants bigger fights and stuff like that. So, or for those shows there, I wouldn't be happy with that neither.
Hey, how's it going? This is Ron, and I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more and go into the culture. There's obviously this perception in the U.S. that, you know, the UK has an overwhelming love and support for their fighters, but I've heard I've heard other people say, well, you know what, it's not really what it is, what you guys think, because the idea is that the Chris Eubank and James DeGale fight has been alluded that it's not selling so well right now, and that's just kind of a perception that the U.S. over here think, oh, well, you guys would support anything, or you guys will come over to the U.S. and support any fighter. Can you explain your honest opinion on those type of statements?
My honest opinion is this. I'll break it down to you. Chris Eubank versus James DeGale has been a long time grudge. I think these guys sparred together about 7 years ago, and it kicked off in the spar. And Ambrose Mendy, if you can remember, Ambrose Mendy, he used to manage Nigel Benn, and he should have been UK's version of Don King, but it didn't work out for him, right? And he filmed like a clip of the round of these two sparring, and it was a hectic, heated spar. But I'm saying no one got the better of anybody else at the time. But now these two got a grudge. These two now are fighting on ITV, right? Which is a massive terrestrial channel. It's not a pay-per-view channel. It's a terrestrial channel. But they've now brought in a pay-per-view platform on their channel for this fight. Now, ITV do mad numbers they got a thing called Coronation Street or Emmerdale. These are soap operas, right? Off of the back of them advertising this fight on soap operas, on the advertisements of soap operas, before one show, after, it will generate what it has to generate. They haven't given it a push yet because there's still a few weeks away. They will give that a push because they're giving it a push, but the push hasn't gone mad yet. So I think they're banking on pushing it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, they're saying that it's not going to do the numbers. It's at the O2. I think the O2 holds something like 18,000 people, right? Or 20,000 people. If they do 10, 11, that's still good goings because it will look as it is, and it's a grudge match. And grudge match goes out to everyone. Everyone who likes a grudge, it will sell. So when we say that, they'll go out and support anybody, no, we won't support anybody, but we do like a grudge, and the British public actually like to dislike Chris Eubank Jr. because of his lineage. There was exactly the same thing with his father. And James DeGale has never been like that household name. For the skills that the man demonstrated, he should have been a bigger name than what he is. And I think that James DeGale's slightly on the slide right now. But the thing about it is this: anything when you're a fighter on the slide, you guys must know, when fighters on the slide, if they got a real grudge against someone, it makes you dig that little bit harder. And James DeGale is fantastically talented. And because he's so fantastically talented, he's going to give it full 100. And so is Chris Eubank Jr. because the two really do dislike each other.
Hey, Spencer, Mario Munguia here. I was actually going to ask you about the talk of DeGale, Eubank, and the tickets struggling, but I think you answered that pretty well. So instead, I want to ask you your opinion on AJ and him coming to America. There's a lot of people talking about the fact that the money that he could be making to come over, whether it's guaranteed or not, is around the ballpark of $32 million. It's going to be his biggest purse. I mean, so many aspects of it seem successful already. But for him to come over, what do you think that Eddie and everybody involved is looking for, for this fight? Are they looking for what the numbers are, through, pay-per-view outlets or TV outlets or streams, or is it more of a gate thing? Does he need to come over and just knock an American out? I mean, what is the first thing that they need to check off that list to incorporate a successful night?
I think a successful night for them is a good performance from both men, because the pressure you'd think would be on Anthony Joshua, because it's the first time as a professional he's not fighting on home soil. He's fighting in America. But is Big Baby Miller the name for him to I don't think, no disrespect to Big Baby Miller, like, he ain't got no big fan base in America. So it's not like when he's turning up now, it's like we're gonna see like Anthony Joshua's walking into Lions Den. He's not gonna be walking into Lions Den. Anthony Joshua's gonna bring a big UK contingent out to America. Now the fight's gonna be in New York. Everyone's gonna eat. Trust me. Everybody's going to eat, because as British fans, we travel. And Anthony Joshua has that mass appeal. So he'll bring in that crowd, and he'll bring that aura with the crowd, and people will come out to support. So I think the major thing is it a good show? And do both men come to fight? Because if it's a one-round blowout, that's not good for boxing, right? But it's the manner of the blowout. So if Big Baby Miller tries to come out and put it on Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua puts it on him, and then boom, and then Big Baby Miller gets knocked out. I can see this fight actually going late because of the thickness and the size of Big Baby Miller. And for someone that big, he's very fluid. He's fluid. He's athletic.
He is
athletic. So athletically, he's not the nicest guy to look at, but he's not grotesque. He's just big. So I think the major thing for this fight is the fact that the fight transcends. And Anthony Joshua goes to America and makes a very, very big statement, because right now everyone's on his back because the Deontay Wilder fight didn't happen, and Tyson Fury made a mockery of it because they made that fight very, very quickly. And everyone was saying, nah, Tyson Fury ain't Tyson Fury's going to pull out this. No, Tyson Fury went out there and he fought gallantly. And myself, I think Tyson Fury actually won that fight. So I think the pressure is Anthony Joshua, go to America.
There's only one Deontay Wilder.
Nah, bro.
Man.
Fight, brother. Seriously. He didn't win that fight.
Hey, there was
don't worry. Just keep going on.
That's one person on this panel.
I gotta agree with this though. I don't think Fury won either.
I didn't say Fury won or lost. I'm just making sure I bring entertainment to the show, baby. That's all.
Right. Yeah, I'll jump on that plane for you. Don't worry, Ness. I'll jump on the plane for you. Don't worry about that, man.
But piggybacking on Mario's,
yes, man, I'm real out here, B. Now I'm just saying, like,
I was gonna say,
the game's alive, but the pressure is on Anthony Joshua. But not only that, he's in a no-win situation. He knocks out Big Baby Miller in 1 or 2 rounds. People say, well, who the hell did Big Baby Miller fight in the first place? He goes late with Big Baby Miller. They say, there you see, look at that. Disgusting. We can see why you didn't originally take the fight with Deontay Wilder. So he's in a no-win situation. So what Anthony Joshua got to do is go do him. Go out there, give the best performance that he can, and I hope that Big Baby Miller gives him the best performance that he can. But the guy that we should be propsing right now is Dillian Whyte. We should be going crazy for Dillian Whyte right now.
Let's go! I'm ready!
I'm only happy that Dillian Whyte went to America and realized how much he's worth. He had to come to the U.S. soil and sit down with Espinoza and Al to realize how much he's worth. And then he came and started telling the truth.
I know Dillian really well. He didn't sit down with Al, but he sat down with Espinoza. And Dillian always kind of knew his worth anyway. He knew his worth, but it was just rubber stamped for him when he went to America to know his worth.
It was eye-opening.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And Dillian's real. Dillian Whyte I've known Dillian since he's been about 16 years old, right? So to see Dillian Whyte come from where he's coming from and doing the things that he's doing now And I no doubt you guys saw the IFL interview that with Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte.
Absolutely.
I like how Dillian Whyte is handling the business.
Now, do you believe him? Because
Do I believe who? Dillian Whyte.
Listen, it suits my narrative to believe Dillian Whyte, to believe Dillian Whyte saying to Eddie, hey, I seen the 50 million, to believe Dillian Whyte when he says, hey, AJ is lowballing me, to believe Dillian Whyte when he says, you know, these guys are being unsensible. It fits my narrative, but you're over there. Do you believe Dillian Whyte with everything that he's been saying?
Brother, listen. Of course Dillian Whyte is 100% correct in what he's saying. I'm being lowballed. And the fact is that he openly spoke about, listen, if I was to beat Anthony Joshua, I'd get less than I'd get as a champion. Cool. Why would he lie about that? And he said that in front of Eddie Hearn's face. Did Eddie Hearn say anything about it? No, he never. Because he knows what Dillian Whyte is right for Dillian Whyte. What Dillian was saying is, bring the fight to me, give me correct time to prepare, and pay me correctly, because he is actually a pay-per-view fighter.
But Spence, you heard that interview? He said 11 weeks out was not enough time. I mean, come on, man. Fighters do 8-week training camps.
Listen, we're doing fighters. Mike Tyson used to do 6 weeks. You do know that, right? But I'm saying to you, when he's saying that, he needs to get certain things right and correct. So he's saying right. He
Spence,
needs to prepare.
Your man said this. Listen, this is your man's words. He said, I need 20 weeks of drug testing on Nevada for Anthony Joshua. Like,
right. So okay. So
I mean,
so
out of nowhere, he's coming with this.
No. He's saying that he signed to Nevada, and Anthony Joshua isn't allegedly signed to him. So he's saying, right, this is what I want. So he knows his worth. So he's not being diva-ish. He just knows his worth. And
Spence, but he wants Anthony
if
Joshua to be doing 20 weeks of drug testing. So they need to announce the fight 20 weeks before, so he could start.
I know that sounds a bit harsh, right? And it does sound like, but he has his reasons. He put himself in the position that he has put himself in.
Nah, Spence. I'm pinning you down. It does sound like what? You was about to say it. It does sound like he's what? Come on, you was about to say it.
No, it does sound like he's evading the fact of not going. For you guys out there, but I'm in the UK. I'm telling you this now. Dillian Whyte would fight anybody. But he's in a position now, and he's saying the things that maybe 20 weeks is a slight exaggeration, right? Because that sounds a bit too long for me. But he's put himself in a position to do the things that he has to go and do. And I've got nothing but love and respect for Dillian Whyte.
How dangerous is Dillian Whyte to the other heavyweights in the division? Do you think guys like
Dillian Whyte is dangerous? Dillian Whyte is dangerous to anyone. You know why? Because he's learning on the job. And Dillian Whyte is perfecting a style right now where he's double jabbing. He's learning how to be more relaxed. And he's very good at judging range. I'm gonna post something up on my Instagram later on today, because I was watching like him versus Chisora. Just before knocking out Chisora, he done some little sneaky moves, like 15-second clip of like little sneaky moves, rolling on the inside, coming back with shots, then setting up with a jab. Dillian Whyte is improving. He's not this guy who came from kickboxing and had no balance. Everything's coming right to him, and that's under the tutelage of Mark Tibbs, who is under the tutelage of the great man Jimmy Tibbs, who's one of Great Britain's greatest ever trainers. Just doesn't get the dues. So I think Dillian Whyte is immensely improving. I'm very, very impressed with him.
Before I pass you on to another host, I wanted to get your opinion on the offers coming from AJ. You got Wilder, Fury, and Whyte all saying that the offers were not up to par and low ball. So is this like just a A-side tactic, or do American fans have credence saying
Anthony Joshua's earned the right to be an A-side, right? He's earned the right. We can't knock Anthony Joshua for it. But what's happened now?
But Spence, if it's about being the best, shouldn't he like make a better offer to these fighters?
Yeah, of course he should. And I agree with everything that Lennox Lewis said recently. He should do. But unfortunately, it's not happening. So, what can we do?
What about Eddie? You agree with Eddie? With Eddie saying that Lennox is just sour that he didn't get to sign AJ?
Agree? No way. Let me tell you. Stop for 1 second. Lennox Lewis is a dear friend of mine, number one, right? Me and Eddie Hearn are cool, but Lennox Lewis is a dear friend of mine. No, it's not sour grapes by Lennox Lewis, because Lennox Lewis, look at his whole career, he never evaded not one person. Not one person did he avoid. Nobody. Look at his career. 21 fights in, fights at the time, the baddest man in the world in Razor Run-Up because Mike Tyson was incarcerated. Imagine this, Evander Holyfield was the heavyweight champion of the world and people weren't frightened of Evander Holyfield at that time. This is the truth. Just come on, flip back because I know you know this, right? 91, they were not afraid of Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield started to get his props after he beat Mike Tyson. This is what happened with Evander Holyfield. Now, he's a great Evander, right? Nobody wasn't really looking at Evander Holyfield like that at that time. And then just after Lennox Lewis beats Razor Ruddock, Riddick Bowe, a week and a half later beats Evander Holyfield for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Then he throws the WBC title in the bin that they elect Lennox Lewis to be the WBC champion. Lennox Lewis is an all-time great. Give the guy his credit and his dues. But what Lennox Lewis is saying is like the best should fight the best.
Well, you probably misunderstood me. I wasn't just trying to discredit. What I was saying is Eddie is saying that he's sour because Anthony Joshua did not sign to Lennox Lewis.
Listen to me. If Anthony Joshua signed to Lennox Lewis, I don't think he would have been as big a star as he is today, as he has done with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's done fantastic for British boxing, and he's done fantastic for Anthony Joshua, right? But when he's saying this it's got nothing to do with sour grapes. Lennox Lewis is just speaking his frigging mind. It's not coming from an area of, oh, well, I'm bitter against Anthony Joshua, because he was singing the praises of Anthony Joshua even when he didn't sign with him right up to the Klitschko fight. So then what happened in between that time? So if you say something bad about him, oh, the reason is because it's sour grapes, because he didn't go. That's not the reason why. That's not the reason why. So Spence, let's change it up a bit. Let's change speeds here. What's your opinion of Luis Ortiz, that bum, that old guy with the blood pressure? Listen, Luis Ortiz, man. Seriously, I swear to God, he used to go to school with my dad. Oh, right? Shit.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Wow.
He's definitely Team White. You're Team White. Oh, shit.
Listen, Luis Ortiz will cough and dust will come out of his mouth. If you hang around, old guy, man. Come on, man. He's an old man. Oh shit, man, that was hilarious.
That was crazy.
That was funny. So Dan,
90
Lewis doesn't deserve a shot then.
He's got no.
Who do you need to see him
right now? The top four heavyweights.
Who do you need to see Luis Ortiz win a fight versus who to be able to fight Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder?
He needs to win a meaningful fight.
All right, who's that meaningful guy? If it's not White, because
Brazil, Dominic Brazil.
60 seconds.
Brazil. All right, I like that fight. Any other fight in case Brazil ducks him?
What's the new Polish kid? Well, I can't pronounce his name. Adam. I like that kid.
Okay, Adam Kornacki. We like him too.
Kanaki's real. I like him. He's a fun fight. I like him.
Anyone else? Give him three options. Al Heyman usually gives you three options. Al Heyman gives you three options.
Then, you know what?
Spencer Heyman. Those guys,
because that's like the top 10 kind of full. Because you ain't gonna fight Fury, you ain't gonna fight Wilder, you ain't gonna fight Joshua. Dillian Whyte. You're trying to get the right. Him and Derek Chisora be a wicked fight.
Wow. So you would.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So you would accept that? You don't think Chisora's over the hill? You don't think that the public would say?
Nah. Chisora's not over the hill. He fought against Dillian Whyte.
No, he did. Listen, I bet money on Chisora. I can't believe. That's another question.
Wait. Do you know what I called round 11? Do you know that?
No, I seen it. A lot of people are talking about it, and I seen your Instagram post. But I believed in Chisora's resurgence. I believed in everything with his. I mean, look at the way he looked and the way that he performed. Since you changed the topic, fuck it. Did you think Dillian was playing possum? I know you called around and everything, but you had to be nervous because it looked like Chisora was whooping his ass.
No, you know what it was?
He was outworking him, man. He was outworking him.
I'm saying this, as much as Derek Chisora was putting on Dillian Whyte was still very contained and fighting within himself. Trust me. And I don't know, when you talk to Dillian Whyte, you're gonna realize that the guy's got a very, very tactical fighting brain. He has a very, very good tactical fighting brain. So we shall see. And gentlemen, on that note, I'm gonna join you again this time next week, right? Because I got to do school runs. My son's gonna kill me if I get to school late.
No problem, Spence. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Spencer.
Keep on doing what you're doing, B.
Love you,
trust
brother.
me on this, and trust me, the show's gonna blow even bigger.
I
And any
appreciate it.
hookups you need to any fighters, you just holler. I'll give you the hookup.
We
Any
want
UK
White.
fighters, give
We
the hookup.
want White. We want.
White.
You want Dillian Whyte?
That
All right,
we
listen,
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna phone Dillian Whyte because I know he's in the gym right now. I'm gonna phone him in a few hours and see what we can do.
Let's
all right?
do it.
Awesome.
Let's go!
Bless up.
Thank you, Spencer.
I'm ready!
What is up, TBV family? Yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.